Today, we're diving into Chef RPG, a pixel art life sim where you take on the role of a chef working to revive an abandoned restaurant in White Ash Harbor. From gathering ingredients and learning new recipes to managing your own business and building relationships, there's quite a lot to unpack here. But is there enough depth to keep you hooked like in other similar games, or does it fall flat after the first few hours? Let's see what it's all about. Cool, so you can actually specify the season that you want to start at. So in the spring, you're gonna have a whole bunch of vegetation, animals going around. In winter, it's gonna be freezing, gonna be harder. So I guess you can kind of look at these as levels of difficulty. I guess if you start in winter, that's gonna be like hard mode. Spring is gonna be easy, summer, whatever. I've never played this game. I've never played a similar game. So let's go with spring just to kind of give me a head start. And there's something about this game style is just incredibly beautiful. I've never been able to do pixel art, but I'm so jealous of others that can. Oh, we can actually customize the character. You can pick a race, and it's not just humans. So you can be a human, get some positive and negative traits. Same with an android. So androids have better stamina, can use powerful in-game augmentations, but don't receive any buffs, yada yada yada. You can also allocate skill points. So I have 7 skill points remaining. Cooking is for dish quality. I'm gonna go kind of well-rounded. Bizarre but interesting. I mean, she's an android with pink hair, and she has a big fat frog on her head. I'm not sure how that happened, but... And I can actually pick out what I want to say, so there's proper RPG-like elements in this. Nice. Now we're gonna get a tour of the city, town, village, whatever. And I love this art style. Everything looks fantastic. It's just so cozy and inviting. It's nice. The color scheme, everything. One thing I'm noticing is the game is kind of a mix between old school, kind of like a village, mixed with a bit of cyberpunkiness. Oh, wow, the map is fairly large. We got ourselves a bow now and some eggs. And I also noticed that there's a friend system here with the little heart icon. And if you have any close friends, they're gonna pop up. I'm probably gonna be there more additional things there. Okay, so I just randomly went off to the side of the map, not where I'm supposed to go just yet, to kind of see what I can find. And I found these things. And apparently these are mushrooms that I can use my hoe on and just pick them up. This is combat, fighting a crab. Yoink. It's very simple, but actually super intuitive. Like, not in a bad way simple. You just hold down the left mouse button for the draw and aim with your mouse as well. Simple, but very easy to get the hang of. I'm not sure if I really need these clams and shells. But wait a minute, we have HP, but we also have energy here, I'm assuming, and I'm pretty low on that. Wait, it now makes sense why the stamina was getting so low. It's nighttime. Well, it's dusk, basically. It's not just fully dark yet, but you can see the lights on already. Interesting, so there's a full-on day and night cycle. Alright, so now since we have our own restaurant, it's still completely empty, we get a tutorial. So basically, we need to store all of our food and ingredients into the fridge so it doesn't spoil, and so we could use it for the service. Here we have all the cooking appliances that we need to use that we're going to be placing in the build mode just in a second. Alright, build mode was just basically to the left side of the menu. Okay, so what do we have here? We basically got ourselves a few starting appliances that were just given to us for free, but we can level them up, get better ones over time as we get more rich and famous. Okay, so the game says that I still have a chair, I don't. Alright, and now we have the basic menu for the restaurants, and from what I can understand, with the ingredients you unlock these recipes, and then you can select what type of food you're going to be serving for that specific evening. So right now I can make an appetizer of salad, main dish can be a cranberry carrot thing, and then a bunch of desserts here that I can't really make just yet. But here's the kicker. You can decide what type of restaurant you want to have. It can be a legit restaurant with appetizers, main courses, all that stuff going on. Or you can just make a pub where you're going to be serving mostly beverages and appetizers, right? It can be a confectionery store as well, where you're going to skip the mains completely and just go for beverages and desserts. So you can, each one of these has different types of bonuses and things that you can expect, which is absolutely fantastic. I didn't realize that this is going to be a thing. Then I can see that there's a staff menu, so I guess I'll be able to get waiters and other people working here, recruitment tab as well, but I can't really recruit anyone just yet. And then fridge upgrades where you can add more slots, yada yada yada. And next quest is to open the restaurant. So she wants the salad. So there's a mini game to actually cook. Oh boy. I completely fucked up at the beginning, but it was actually still pretty good. I got an achievement that the dish is 95% perfect. You need to pick up the dirty plates, clean them up. Oh, so we clean them right on the table. That's an interesting idea. So I guess this is the report we get after every single night of opening the restaurant, so we can see how long we worked for, the satisfaction, dish quality, how much we earned, paid wages for, and what we were serving. Okay, that's pretty dope. Now it's day 2. Kinda sad that I can't really run. Okay, and now I see that we have actual skill points. So my level is 1 and I have 3 skill points. I just used one for my endurance and max health, which is nice. But we also have cooking, social, other kind of things. I'm pretty sure that relationships are very useful in these games, so I'm gonna grab that. The attention to detail is actually quite impressive. Like NPCs and myself, I'm walking on these wooden floors and the sound immediately changes. Next, I delivered some chocolate to the emo engineer of the town. Then experienced my small little conversational glitch, where while I was talking, the engineer walked out of the room and the conversation got cut before I got some important key information, such as going back to my restaurant so she could fix my fridge. I thought that glitched out and didn't really know what to do for the next maybe 5 minutes or so. Next I decided to skip the quest and just go and explore the land. I picked some berries, killed a few animals, got some new achievements, and met some new people. Oh, okay, so we'll definitely be able to do some farming. I see that we have a watering can. Compound bow. Looks like I need a lot of things for that. Time to do a second evening of cooking. What will you like? Perfection. Stand here and make her eat faster. It worked. Alright, I wonder how I'm gonna enable the auto cook feature. I haven't really seen a way to do that just yet. And even though I enjoy these minigames and you can see I got better at them, after some time, it might get a little bit repetitive. Okay, that's a lot better. We were working for like 6 hours in game time and we actually made a decent profit. Not too shabby for day 2. Let's get some shut-eye. Okay, now we're gonna start growing stuff, so we're gonna go with tomatoes first. Instead of farming all the way outside somewhere around the land, now we have a greenhouse, sort of an area with a very big plot of land. Behold, farming. Okay, so the game seems to be offering a pretty decent explanational tool, just to kind of see what we've done in the game. For example, here we can see how many recipes we've unlocked, all the different tutorials that we've done just in case we forgot anything. That is a big deal, goddamn. Right, okay, so I can choose to start the soft launch of the restaurant right now, and it gives me like stats that I should probably reach for, but it also will affect my future performance in the game. So in the end, I did not make the soft launch just because I want to start off the game as best as I can. So next up, all I did was basically hire a few waiters, all of whom seem to have different buffs and debuffs, as well as got a chef, and I moved on to get myself some extra furniture. Okay, so I finally figured out where to get the furniture for my restaurant. I think I spaced this out, but it seems that it's at a shop called The Gallery. It's in the southern part of the town. Was quite difficult to actually find because it didn't have any logos of furniture or anything really going on. Considering the variety and type of furniture I see here, it seems I'll be able to build my own house. Alright, I just came back from work and thought I'd just hop in and play the game a bit more, but then I noticed that after loading in, I have these random square things on my inventory tab here. I haven't really found a way to get rid of them, which is a bit weird. I guess it's just a little quirk of being early access. It's not too bothersome, but just something I thought I'd mention. I just found a random board in the city, and it seems that this offers daily quests, and you can see how many days you have to complete the thing, and then what your reward would be, so you can get random materials, credits, I guess other things as well later on in the game. And here we can see the relationships tab. So basically these are all the people that we've already met so far, and then you have a bunch that you really have no clue who they are. And once you hover your mouse over, you get to see like general idea of who these people are. Sweet, now our floors are fixed, so everything should be much better looking right now. Oh yeah, this place looks way better now. Okay, cool. So I like the fact that I picked these tiles. These look a lot better than what we had before. Finally, I'm harvesting the tomatoes. That took a long time, and you have to water everything every single day. Is this gonna be a new area like mine? Oh yeah, it seems so cool. So you can actually mine some ore here. So remember when I said that you can do random daily quests for the townsfolk? So it seems that you don't just get random rewards for it, but also contribution points. And those contribution points can be exchanged for upgrades to the town. So for example, you can upgrade the mines, you can open up new shops in the city. That's pretty cool. You can actually upgrade the town and get new things going on. Sweet. So I guess the recipes are not just for food. We can actually build a furnace. And you can see here, we've actually improved quite a bit. Our satisfaction is still pretty shit, but at least this time we made some money. And we made a lot of money for something that we've been doing for not that long. 2, 3. Time for the grand opening, and everybody in the damn town has showed up. This ought to be fun. Finally ready for the grand opening. This took a little bit of time, but I was distracted quite a bit. So it seems that before we open the restaurant, we need to get some things settled. So we need 2 waiters, which I have. I only have 2 chefs, so I need to get that. We need more dining spots, and we need minimum dishes of 6 to be able to be done. So I have almost everything, and I want to get everything perfectly done simply because fucking up right now will apparently impact future quests, character relationships, all that kind of stuff. So let's go get that done really quickly. Alright, so this took me about 10 or 20 minutes, but we completely smashed the requirements, right? We have 3 chefs and 2 waiters. That's the minimum we needed, and I don't think we're gonna need any more. But we have a shit ton of appetizers. We have 2 main courses and 2 desserts. Time for the grand opening, and everybody in the damn town has showed up. This ought to be fun. Right, we finally got this done. So we served 15 customers. Good that we knocked that out of the park because we needed only 8. The satisfaction is 78%, which is decent considering that all my chefs are fairly poor quality. Yeah, so everything was doing fairly well, and we actually made a bit of a profit even with all the wages. We're finally at 10k. We can finally upgrade our fridge because that thing is packed and we have too many things to hold on to. So we can actually unlock a new recipe here. So we're getting an epic recipe as well for finishing this little quest, well, one of the main quests here. Okay, so let's see what we got. Urchin with mushroom soup. I think this is a pretty good time to call it quits with the first impression. I've tested out various mechanics. I've played over 10 hours of the game, which I wasn't really planning to. It just kind of drew me in. I started off with a pretty crappy little hut, and now I have a fairly decent restaurant. It's still basic, but it's decent. I'm making enough money to get almost anything that I need. I've made the first grand opening. There's still a ton of quests that I can do, a ton of skills that I can unlock, but I think for now that's pretty good, unless I want to do a full review of the game a little bit later on. So without further ado, let's go with the pros and cons. I particularly love the art style and color palette chosen. It helps the town pop out and really makes it feel nice and cozy. Each dish has a minigame attached, which is simple but timing based and rather fun. However, if you don't like doing them all the time, it's enough to cook them well once, and then you can just activate the auto cook feature. I feel like the world this game is set in feels alive and believable. NPCs have stuff to say, they have their own characters, backstory, and they even move around the town depending on the time of day, so they're not just static little blobs. It was surprising to find such a detailed skill/perk system implemented. Some perks give you general boosts like endurance, and others allow you to use the home teleport for faster travel. But on the other hand, you can use the perks to unlock new mechanics such as brewing alcohol. Although keep in mind some skills cannot be unlocked until you do a specific quest for it, even if you have the necessary skill requirements. The game offers over 200 recipes for cooking, various craftable items such as compound bows for hunting, and even other things that I never expected, such as a smelter for making metals and other useful items. Even though it's still very early access, the game packs at least 30 to 50 hours of gameplay, which makes it great value for its current cost. In my opinion, this game is a fantastic choice when you just want to chill and enjoy yourself without stressing out too much. Perfect for those cozy nights. Being in early access, small bugs here and there are to be expected, but in the entire time I played, nothing was game-breaking or unbearable, just small visual glitches and other minor things. When the restaurant is decently sized, it can be quite chaotic, especially when the text bubbles popping out are blocking many tables. Although at the same time, it can offer a bit of serenity when you see everything working like clockwork, basically just as intended. So understand if this con is a pro in someone else's book. I would love it if the game had a run mechanic or something similar. It feels like it takes too long to walk back and forth on the same map tiles day in and day out. And finally, this game could benefit from a co-op mode. I bet many couples would love to play something like this and just chill together on those cozy nights. All in all, Chef RPG brings a lot to the table with its vibrant art style, engaging cooking minigames, and plenty of content to dive into, especially for an early access title. The skill system, customization options, and 30 to 50 hours of gameplay make it perfect for chill sessions during those stressful weekday nights. All in all, it's a great game with lots of potential and many things to make it even better. Definitely a good purchase at its current early access price. But that's it for the video. What are your personal thoughts on Chef RPG and these types of 2D games in general? Feel free to drop your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, likes are appreciated and social media is down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.